Good morning. Aw, so nice to see you guys. Thank you for being here and for being punctual. Saturn's the planet of punctuality, so you are starting off this day right. We have 1 minute to go, so we'll give everyone a minute. But good morning. How is everyone doing? We had a solar eclipse like 9 hours ago. Is anyone just like exhausted? Anyone feel like they were run over by a small bus? That can happen around eclipses. You also have probably noticed that the last few weeks have been kind of nuts, right? Lots of fluctuations in markets and politics and lots of uncertainty and lots of restructuring and uh, lots of change. And that is typical in a month like this. So welcome. Ooh, it's 9 o'clock. I'm a Capricorn. Any Capricorns in the house? We like to be on time. uh, yeah, well, first of all, I just want to thank you all for being here. It's a Saturday, and we all are very busy, and you're taking time out of your precious day off to join me. And I really appreciate you joining me live. It's so much more fun talking to actual people than talking straight to myself. How boring is that, right? So thank you for being with me. I get very fueled by you. And honestly, when all the world makes me want to, climb into a cave and unplug everything and just eat chocolate, when I connect with you guys, I get happy again. So I'm not here for you. You're here for me. So thank you. High five. High five. Thank you. I couldn't even get my cat to join me this morning. Oh, but I am wearing a cat shirt. The planet Saturn rules death, sorry to tell you. And so this is a Day of the Dead shirt of a cat. Cats are my favorite, power animal, spirit animal, I guess I should say. And it's dark gray. Saturn rules dark colors. So that's why the newsletter that invited you said, let's wear black and let's drink, coffee. uh, yes, so I hope you're all well, and I hope today this brings you value and that this helps you navigate the next few, years to months, months to years with more ease and grace and flow. Astrology is not here to scare us. It's here to give us a train schedule and a map so that we can see the road ahead and we can make the best decisions and we can navigate things with as much, understanding and safety and security as possible. So, and those are two words Saturn loves, safety and security. So let's dive in. There will be Q&A at the end. I also welcome you along the way to post any questions. I'll be reading from the chat. You're muted now, but this isn't set up as a webinar. This is set up as a group call. I don't want to just talk at you. I want to hear from you. I want you guys to share. A lot of you, I'm sure, know a lot about astrology. Some of you may be astrologers yourselves or students of astrology, and you may have stuff to teach me. So we're all in this together. Saturn is the great equalizer, the great democratizer, and here to remind us that nobody is better than anybody else because everybody feels his influence. I don't care who you are. So yes. So, okay. So without further ado, so the first thing I hope you guys did, I'm just going to make sure, is that you printed out your chart or that you at least have it on your screen in front of you or you know it, because what we want to know today is your sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign in Vedic astrology, which is different in its calculations than other kinds of astrology, especially Western astrology. And I wish we all agreed and we could do a whole hour and a half on why they're different. But suffice to say, the Vedic system is 24 degrees back from the Western. So if you're most of us, it shifts our sun sign, moon sign, rising sign to the sign before. And what's amazing is both systems work. You can get a great reading in both systems. You might relate to both your signs. I'm one of those people too. I've been a Vedic astrologer since 1991. And I totally feel like an Aquarius, and I totally resisted being a Capricorn. But then I read about Capricorn and I learned about Capricorn, and I was like, oh, snap. I'm a late blooming workaholic. Guilty. Yeah, but I'm a weirdo, woo-woo, esoteric hippie like an Aquarius. So guilty of that as well. So yeah. Oh, Kathy's saying there's two kinds of handwriting analysis. Interesting. Ooh, and it reminds her of that. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a magic and mystery to all these personal growth, self-help analysis systems. And but I got to tell you, Vedic astrology rocks. So I stand behind everything we're going to cover today, and I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. And a lot of what I'm bringing you today, I have learned from incredible colleagues that do things like OG predict the pandemic 10 years in advance, and predict like stocks that are going to go up and down, and like crazy amazing stuff. People that I'm like, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Now, that said, I am a personal astrologer. My focus is love. I have the sun in the seventh house. The sun is our career. The seventh house is partnerships. My early astrology mentor said, Carol, you should be a relationship astrologer. And I was like, oh gosh, that sounds really hard. That sounds like way too much pressure. I don't think so. And then that's exactly what happened. So I don't know that I had any say in the matter. But I try to do world astrology. I look at countries and markets and candidates, and my head explodes. And never, ever, ever believe me when I say who's going to win an election, because I'm always wrong. It is just not my thing. But if you want advice about a guy in your life, I'm your girl. Okay. Or if you want advice about a girl in your life, I see we have a man here today. Welcome, Matthew. It's an interloper. I love it. I do work with men. I love men. I market to women. Women are usually more into astrology, right? Like, look around. There's 85 of us and one of you. But you are totally welcome as well, because again, Saturn is the great equalizer. Okay, so what you want to do, and this is for anyone listening to this later, is you want to go to soulmate-stars.com/chart-creator-2. Soulmate, SOULMATE, stars, plural, .com/chart-creator-2. And what will come up is a box where you enter your birth information, your birthday, time to the minute, and birth location. Now, if you don't have your time to the minute, go ahead and do what I usually recommend is do the top of the day, which is military time 0000, like midnight at the beginning of the day, and then go do the very end of the day, 23:59, right? 23 hours 59 minutes. And then you're going to see, does the moon sign change? Now, the moon sign changes every 2.5 days. So it's very likely the moon sign will change. And if so, if you don't know your birth time, and you don't even know if you were born in the morning or the evening, today you're just going to read this or listen to this for the sun. But ideally, if you have, oh, Diane wants to know, is that a different link for those of us who created our chart on our page years ago? Yes, it is. It's a different page. So I don't know if any of you have online businesses, but when you have an online business, it's a little bit like you build a house, you pour all your time and money, you get the best craftsmen, the best workers, the best artisans, the best materials. You build a house, you're so happy, you've worked so hard, you've literally like pulled your spleen out your nose, but your house is ready. You get a tenant, the tenant lives there a while, they start, paying rent, and over time you can pay down all that investment. But then one day the tenant calls and says, the bathroom disappeared. And you're like, what? They're like, no, really, the bathroom disappeared. And you go, well, that's not possible. There's a bathroom. And they say, not anymore. And you go to the house and lo and behold, the bathroom disappeared. So what happens when you have an online business is a lot of time the platforms you build things on change, or there's an upgrade that's no longer compatible with your technology, or there's, like a whole new system that comes along, or Windows or whatever. And so anyway, my bathroom disappeared, and that's why it's a new chart creator page. And I'm sorry if I lost some of you. Can you tell I've had caffeine? Okay, I promise I'm going to breathe. Ready? Okay. So once you get that page, there's two charts. On the left-hand side, there's a South Indian version of your Vedic chart. On the right-hand side, there's a North Indian version. At the bottom, there's a box called the planetary details page. Everything is abbreviated. I apologize. It's not very user-friendly. I got to redesign this stupid page. But anyway, it's enough for our purposes today. So SU is sun. You want to see, it's the easiest to just go to the planetary details box. You want to see, when you look across from the sun, what sign is it in? That's all we're looking for. You don't need the nakshatra, you don't need the degree, you don't need anything. We just want to know what sign. And then MO, same thing, look across, what sign is it in? And then ascendant, or first house, or rising sign, they all mean the same thing. I think it says ASC on the planetary details box. And you want to find out your rising sign. And truthfully, for what we're doing today, that's the most important one, is the rising sign. But it's good to know all three if you can. Now, if any of you need to order your birth certificate and find out, you can reach out to Lucy, my amazing customer service woman. She's at support@soulmatestars.com, and she can tell you how to order your birth certificate. If you're from another country where they don't write the birth time, or you are adopted and you don't know your birth time, there are people that can do something called rectification, where they can ask you a series of questions, look at the major events of your life, and they can sort of reverse engineer your birth time. It's one of those very heady, very erudite academic things that kind of scares me, because there's always an argument for why one chart could be your chart or another chart could be your chart. It's so complicated. And I only really trust like one guy to do it, and he doesn't want to do it anymore. So I don't know what to tell you. So sorry to be so unhelpful, but okay, without further ado, let's talk about Saturn. So I just want to preface my little talk today by saying astrology is very complicated. There are, 9 major planetary influences: the sun, the moon, the 5 major planets. Then there's the outer planets: Neptune, Pluto, Uranus. Then there's Rahu and Ketu, the eclipse points, which are so significant today because there's an eclipse that happened today. So Saturn is just one of many things that we consider. Now, each of us is always in what's called a planetary period or another throughout our lives, which are broken into sub-periods of 1 to 3 years. The planetary periods last 6 to 20 years. This is a unique feature in Vedic astrology, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things. It's a bit like having a train schedule for your life. And the planetary period you're in has, truthfully, the biggest say over what's happening. It activates the different houses in the chart, the different themes in life, and you can be any age and hit any planetary period, just like you can be any age and Saturn can go through the different houses of your chart. This is not an age-specific thing. The one thing with Saturn that is an age-specific thing is, of course, the Saturn return. And that's when Saturn returns to the sign it was in when you were born, which if you are 1967, like me, you just started your Saturn return today. Woof, woof. But anyway, so we'll talk about that later. But I just want to say that this is just one thing we're considering. And so if today there's like some news you don't love or some input that sounds like not the happiest or not the most, shiny, it's just one of many things. But I will say, people hope that if they're in a really good planetary period and they have difficult other things going on, that they won't notice the difficult. Or if they're in a really not so great planetary period, but they have great other things going on, they won't notice the difficult planetary period. And the truth is, it all matters. Like it all happens. Things don't neutralize each other. It all happens. So just like in the same day, you might see a great friend that you love and later that day get in a fight with another friend, right? It doesn't mean one of those things doesn't dominate the day, though we tend to remember the bad one more. But this is just one thing, but it's a big deal. The planet Saturn wants us to focus on the part of the life it's influencing. It's like the planet of focus, and it comes along to that part of our life and it says, hello, deal with this, right? Pay attention to this, fix or correct this, up level this, take responsibility for this.